Hi, welcome folks. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and had a positive experience with the full moon in Libra. I took some time and just set my full moon intentions. My moon sign is Libra, so it was a special full moon for me. And I just wanted to share a little bit. I shared a picture of her, but this is a little poppet I made to just celebrate my intentions for the full moon. And I love how she came out with her little crown, and she's dressed in some ribbons. She has a malachite necklace, and she has this full moon as her face. And I just made her as a way. Oh, and she's full of pine cone leaves, whatever the word is for those. They're not called leaves. I posted the word to my blue sky, but I can't remember what it is now. It's like a scientific name, but it was asked for when I was kind of doing my divination work around how to make this offering and what to make. It was clearly asked, they asked for a poppet to be made for the fairy folk, so that's what I did, and they asked that she be filled with pine cone leaves, so that's what I made her with. And I just love her, and she'll have a space now on my altar for my joy and my peace and for my new era in my life to come through after all the obstacles have been cleared away with that full moon. So I just thought I would share. I like how she came out, and making poppets are a really great way to practice witching. I'll just say that. And then the interesting thing is I was sitting down to do this because I haven't felt inspired. Normally on a full moon cycle I want to do a reading, but this time around I didn't really feel like it. I felt like just doing my own thing and doing self-care, so that's what I did. I had a dream very vividly about white tigers, so those might have meaning for someone, or their presence will be welcome in this reading for you. They were very welcome for me. They felt very protective in my dream space. And I think that's the only thing I had channeled, other than competition is just really coming through loud. Like competition, it's been coming through loudly in my own life. And it's coming through so loudly that the messaging around it now today, as I was getting ready to do this reading, was to bring it into the reading. So you might be feeling competitors around you or feeling drawn into competition in some way. Not everybody has a negative relationship with competing. I personally do. I don't like competing. When I was into athletics in school, I wanted specifically track because I could just focus on my own time, my own relationship with the sport of running, and my own goals. And yes, you're a part of a team, but you can kind of operate as an independent entity on a track team, which is what I seek often in my life. I don't like competing. In fact, I avoid competition because I am competitive and I don't like the feeling of competing, so I just try to avoid scenarios where competition's in play. But the weird thing, and what's interesting about that, is I think just based on some of my own life experiences, like I trigger competitiveness in other people, and I'm not really sure why. And one thing that feels like a blessing and a curse as I've gotten more and more comfortable with my intuition and my kind of psychic abilities or whatever, is being able to feel when someone's seeing me more as a competitor than a friend. And it's not unusual. And like I said, a lot of people don't even find competition or competitiveness to be something they avoid or don't like or don't enjoy. I just personally don't like it. And I get so discouraged when I feel people that feel like they should be my friend competing with me. It's like, I don't want to compete with you. I just want your friendship. Like, I don't want to be in a competition. And again, not everybody views feeling competitive towards others as negative. I just happen to dislike it, and it's really coming through. So I think it's going to have relevance for somebody in this collective that maybe you felt drawn into a competition, or you are literally in a competition of some type, or like me, you don't like the competition and you're trying to avoid it. So we're just going to try to get to the bottom of that if we can. And I thank you for being here. My name is Cynthia, If you like my work, I ask you to please subscribe and comment and like and engage with it in whatever way. Sharing it's always good too. I really love doing this work. I took several days off, and that's the first time I've taken several days off from this channel in a while. It's easy to get obsessed with this channel where this is all I want to do. So thank you for subscribing. And now I'll just go ahead and get into, I think what I'm going to do to start with, because I decided I wanted to do some Obsidian Mirror scrying for this layout, I think I'll actually start with that, and then I'll pull some cards here. I gave my mirror a moon bath last night, so it's kind of inspiring me to use. I love my mirror. My mirror is probably my favorite scrying tool. So I'm just going to start there. Let's see what we can see here. So there's someone in your shadow. That feels relevant if we're speaking about competition. I see somebody standing in your shadow, and they may feel that they're in your shadow, or you may be conscious that you have a lurker, right? Somebody that's lurking your work, competing with it in some way, chasing you. This could also be a part of yourself that is an inner critic, or that drives you to work, right? Like sometimes you get a real driven inner critic that's can feel kind of relentless. It might also be something like that for someone I'm picking at. I'm also seeing something about teeth. So someone looks like they're either about to get their teeth pulled, or they're talking to someone about getting their teeth pulled. There's a real challenge around someone's teeth. I'm seeing the horns on one of the helmets from the X-Men. I don't remember which X-Man or X-figure in that series wore a hat with horns or like wings, maybe. It's like a superhero hat that has either lightning bolts on it or wings. Not Batman. It's somebody that I don't know offhand, but I can picture in my mind's eye. I feel like it's from X-Men. Yeah, it feels like it's, even if it's not an accurate portrayal of a character, it feels like a reference to X-Men, where you might be feeling sort of like a mutant. Feeling targeted, like the mutants are targeted in X-Men, even though they're amazing and have these great powers. Like you might be feeling targeted or hated, or that's maybe again where that competition energy is coming in for you. Now I'm seeing Pokemon. Someone must be into like games and comics. Now I'm seeing those fountains that are in, they're somewhere in Italy, like maybe in Florence, where there's a superstition around the mouth is the one that has the water trickling out of it, and if you stick your hand in it, there's some kind of there's something to that for someone. Those fountains in Italy, in Florence, I think they are, or the architecture of Italy, the kind of romantic Romanesque type artwork that you can find there is in play here for someone. Sicilian is also coming through, something about being Sicilian, or the Sicilian flag is what I'm seeing now. that figure with the arms and legs. Yeah, there's something about the Roman Catholic Church now coming through with like some type of a archdiocese or somebody. Like a really high-ranking cardinal or something is coming through for someone. And this is having to do with Rome, like maybe the Vatican. Someone might be visiting Italy or making a visit to the Vatican. I don't really know how you even visit Vatican City or what the protocols are around that, but that's in play here with the hood of that archdiocese or some figure like that. Now I'm seeing that profile of Alfred Hitchcock on the old show, the Alfred Hitchcock show, where they would draw like a profile of him, like a line drawing. It's just like 2 or 3 lines total, and it's his silhouette. Something about that is important. A line drawing or profile drawing. Yeah, now that's turning into like a pear shape. That head of Alfred Hitchcock was sort of like a pear shape, and now it's showing me like a pear shaped body. And now it's showing me the Virgin Mary, only what's bursting out of her womb is a stag. Really cool. And now that Virgin Mary is even showing herself with antlers, almost like the like Artemis. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is intense, but there's a knife stuck in her back. So you are going through some type of a spiritual ascension or connecting to your spiritual purpose or higher calling from your higher self, like a spirit guide. Someone is betraying you, and it's like this is telling you this. It's like making you aware. And it's again from behind, like you don't see this. There's competition or some type of betrayal. Yeah. And the hats with horns just keeps coming through. Like now it's like Viking hats with those horns. Now it's like her, the Virgin Mary's not her. She's like an elf in a cape with big, huge wings behind it. The common thread is that it keeps showing a knife in your back, okay? So that's important to know. Yeah, and now that figure is becoming like a butterfly, like an insect. So it's not something that's harming you, but you need to know that it's happening. And you're going to have to attend to this here pretty soon. We'll get more into it with the cards. Yeah, it's turning into like a spider, and I don't malign spiders. I actually really like them, but it's like showing me this in like a way that's a little ominous, okay? Just, you're powerful. That's what it keeps showing, is that you're very powerful relative to this betrayal or whoever's like watching or gonna take your idea or compete with you or whatever it is. We'll get into it. Yeah, I'm seeing like a swallow flying through the eye of a needle. There's abuse being represented here. I'm being shown a wooden spoon, which for me in my own life is a symbol of abuse. I was beaten with a wooden spoon. I'm not alone. It was a common implement for beating kids, okay, were wooden spoons. This is something about like closing out as something from your childhood is what it's striking me as, is that this is a betrayal that's kind of close to home. You're really powerful, but that's why, partly why you're not seeing it, is because it's like it's someone right behind you. Like literally right behind you is what it keeps showing me, which I'm taking to mean that it's someone that's close to you, that has a lot of access to you, like a family member or a really, really close friend or colleague that you work with regularly. Just be aware. We're going to get into it in the cards, but it's here. Yeah, it's someone that's not doing well. It's someone that's two-faced. I'm seeing someone who's in kind of this distorted, like two-faced energy, and it's showing me that they're kind of wounded, right? So that we'll understand that they're just a person with their own history. But I mean, they're not someone that you can really trust, okay, is kind of what's coming through. This person has streaks in their hair, like they might have black hair, but then platinum blonde streaks right at the front, almost like Elvira or something. That's going to have meaning for someone. Like someone might be a stylist, actually. This person is coming through as kind of a stylist in a way, like a piercer, or someone who's involved in fashion or stylist in some ways, like a makeup artist. I don't know. That could be you, or that could be the other person in the equation. Yeah, it's showing me like a doorknob. It's showing me someone going through someone's drawers, okay? This is someone close to you. I don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry, this is not... There is shady, though. Someone around you is being shady. And what it's kind of looking like is like maybe someone putting something like a bundle or something in your drawers, or taking something out. If it's someone putting something in there, it's not for your good, right? Like it's either some type of spell work, or it's a tracker, or it's something that's meant to, you know, it's not good. This person doesn't want to get caught doing this, whatever it is they're doing. But it has something to do with going through your drawers. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. And yeah, now it's showing them that doorknob. It's like they're trying to get into your door. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, it's just showing me someone not wanting to... They're not wanting to be, anyone to know what they're doing here. It's also showing me, though, that they're doing themselves in. It's like they're getting tired from whatever it is they're doing, these sneakiness, way they're sneaking around or trying to interfere with you in some way. They're not able to keep up with it anymore. Like they can't, they're getting tired, or nobody's helping them, or there's something that it's showing me that they'd rather Like now they're in this conversation with someone and somebody's talking to them. Like, wouldn't you rather just chill? Or why don't you, it's like someone's trying to talk some sense into them. God, that person who's being the betrayer is like that spiritual leader. Like I don't know who this is for. But now the person that's the one sneaking around and everything is the religious leader. There's some religious leader that's behaving in a real shady way. This might be someone in your family. Or it could be, like someone in your church or whatever. There's someone trying to talk to him about it. Like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this, right? I'm seeing the whole confrontation. Yeah, that's not a good leader, whoever they are. It's like they're wearing a mask. They're not really of the light, right? Or something like you would hope someone from the clergy would be. Not that that's shocking. We all know that. But this person really is not using their station for good, whatever it is. Okay. So that was a little bit unexpected, but let's just see what comes out now from the cards, okay? Let's check out what's going to be, what's going on with this person who was competing with you in some way, or sounding like it was someone with a religious background, or a religious leader at least is involved for some of you. Just kind of interesting. So let's find out what's going on here. I'll go ahead and use this deck. What's happening? What's happening for the collective? Who's involved here? Who's either being deceptive or betraying you in some way, was showing someone going through someone's drawers, trying to get into someone's home or personal space through trying to break in through their front door lock. And it showed someone that was like a high-ranking church official. So let's just see if we can't figure this out. What was this about here? Competition was coming into play. So there might be some type of spiritual competition going on. A triangle right here with this Three of Cups. Walking away. Justice. And the Queen of Cups. So I don't know who the Queen is yet. I think this is you, but let's see. Yeah, this is you here. It's not really revealing who is working against you. But the important thing is that by you having decided, this is someone, you may already know who I'm talking about. And I'm the one that's in the dark here, but it's somebody that you've decided to walk away from. You really had no choice. There was like a triangle or a third party here, or a group of people that you may have once considered family. It might have been your spiritual family, like your church group or whatever, but you have had to cut ties and walk away from them, and it's been pretty sorrowful. But it's also a justice and a liberation for you. It's easy it's interesting because this Eight of Cups is up against this Eight of Adjustment here in the Crowley deck. Plus, oh no, sorry. Yeah, we've got 888. So there's 888 here. This is an important change in fortune for you, in your destiny. By walking away, you're stepping into kind of the best version of your Queen of Cups self, a receptive feminine energy, connected to your heart, and connected to what's ultimately going to bring you your ultimate joy and abundance here with this Ten of Pentacles. The challenge you've been in is that you've been worried about being, and it's with this Five of Pentacles, it strikes me again as this religious leader. Like you might have been threatened This could be anything like a coven or a church community or some type of group that has a spiritual common thread. You've been apprehensive about how you've been treated and either feeling sad about having had to walk away from this group. And that's your vulnerability, is that you're worried that you may never find anything that is what you thought this was going to be, if that's making sense. At one time you thought this was to be your community, is what's coming through. And now you've reached this point where you're like, gosh, I see now that how wrong I was, that they're not my community at all. In fact, I need to walk away from them. It's the best for my own inner balance and judgment, and it's going to bring me more into alignment with what I truly want in my heart. The good news is that by walking away, that's exactly what you're doing. You're not even going to just be in a Queen of Cups energy anymore. You're stepping into being an empress because you're willing to do that and walk away from whatever this negative community was. Your shadow thought that this was going to be a healthy relationship. It might have had something to do with addiction or overindulgence or sex magic, or do you know what I mean? Like, if this is a spiritual community and this is like sort of overindulgence in the shadow, it could be like cultish, like cult-like energy, or real dogmatic, or the opposite, like doing kind of hedonistic, like masonry or something, right? Like, but what you know in your right mind is that you're stepping into your destiny, especially with this 888 here, you know. And it's actually bearing out that this is in true alignment with you, these moves that you're making now. And you're ready to do the work. You're ready to do the work now that you've walked away from this community that was like an illusion. Like, who were these people? What was this? This strikes me as pretty toxic, whatever it was. And I'm speaking the truth. You had to stand your ground about something here and walk away from something. It's like a toxic group. It's like a toxic group. What was this? Walking away, it might have just been the people that you partied with, right? That were going down a dark road and you realized, I'm going to get off here, right? But let's see, what's with this toxic group that had you feeling like, actually it's better to move on even though it's sad and I'm going to have to grieve and feel sort of abandoned by this group, right? It's a childhood group. Yeah, there wasn't any maturity. There was a lot of immaturity and conflict in this group. There wasn't really anything positive. And by recognizing, you might have gotten some news ultimately that also gave you the courage to step out, because by recognizing that, you're now getting into alignment with the Sun card. Some stuff has come to light for you that this was like it was an immature dynamic full of conflict. What else about this? What was the deal with this group here? Oh, those aren't the cards. Sorry, hold on a minute. That's what I was looking for. What was the deal with this group? With the Five of Swords, what was this? It strikes me as something immature. Conflict and triangulation, and someone always feeling abandoned or on the outside, like that can be bullying, right? What was this whole scenario here? It might have been even like your group that you've ran with since childhood, and you've just started realizing, like, these people actually don't want me to grow. They want me to stay the same. They're not going anywhere. They're going to bring me down with them, kind of vibe that I'm feeling. What was this? It was a relationship that caused a lot of doubt and confusion. There was illusion present, but something about this has been revealed, right? It's been very confusing for you though, and it's been full of conflict. Maybe in part because you do go back a long time with this person. It was a romantic relationship. And at one point on the split, there was the Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So there might have been an affair. One of you might have been misled in the equation. This feminine energy, you may have found out that there was an affair, okay, with this Three of Cups and this feeling of being left out in the cold. There might have been a lot of conflict as this affair came to light, and it might have been from somebody that's sort of like this person that's held in high regard, right? Like I kept showing a religious leader for some reason, so I don't know what that's about. There might also have been a pregnancy involved here. Actually, I'm gonna pull Kipper. What else about this? This is sort of strange and not really where I expected this to be going. I also feel like I haven't really been looking at the camera much. Sorry, I'm engrossed in this. What happened here? This looks like there was an illusion or an affair. There could have even been a pregnancy or a child involved here. Immaturity and childishness has been in play. Yeah, again, this masculine energy at the split. What else? Yeah. It was a very sorrowful ending. He might have met a false person, and either way, like this feminine or masculine, just flip it how it needs to be. It's not gender related. It's come to light though. The illusion is over. Whatever has come to light has come to light. You might have gotten some news that tipped you off about this and you were like, I've got to walk away. I was cheated on. There was a level of betrayal here by someone with spiritual authority or spiritual integrity, or some type of spiritual stuff was in play here because that religious figure kept coming into play. So now, what's going to be important for you going forward? What do you need to know now that you're going forward? You're stepping into your empress energy and your true fate by being willing to let this go. You're coming into more of a just, balanced place where you're willing to do the work. What's coming? This change of fortune, an empress era, you're being connected to your heart. What is coming now with that? Abundance, yeah, and we had that 888, which shows a lot of abundance in it. Cinnamon, cloves, oranges, right? Oranges have been huge for me, and cinnamon. My little Oshun puppet back there is full of orange and cinnamon. And yeah, really beautiful. Love and abundance, 888. The very heart of things is this 10 of Pentacles, which is a very happy home life, a very happy home setting. Having the courage to walk away from this triangle that left you feeling sorrowful and betrayed and like you had been living a lie or living under an illusion. It's broken you free. It's all come to light, and now this is where you're heading, is something far more abundant and beautiful for you. That compared to this little old 9 of Cups is this Wheel of Fortune, right? Like it's going to be work, but it's the kind of work that's joyful, that yields a lot of really beautiful things, a lot of abundance. What else? What was the competition about? What was this competition? Over love? It was someone competing with you for love? If you're this empress, it might have been someone competing with you because you are a Queen of Cups. And so this person may have been trying to position them as like, I'm this spiritually mature person. I'm like, you know, right? Like I have all this wisdom behind me of something like the Catholic Church and this, and really it was a big illusion, right? What was this competition? What was the competition? Over love and addiction and spying. Yeah, like deception, addiction, spying, being left out, triangle, right? It was all in the realm of the heart. By you walking away, like, you may have thought that this relationship was going to be your happiness. There was happiness to it to some degree, but it strikes me again as like it was built on a foundation of nothing. Like, it was built on a foundation of illusion and abusing substances maybe, or addiction, or lower vibrational type things, spying on each other, no trust, right? What's important for you to know is that there was someone competing with you for this older relationship, and now by you being willing to walk away, you're going to be getting all of this abundance and refusing to stay in this triangle. This is good news for you. What else do you need to know here? What happened and what do you need to know? You've got abundance coming. 888 is in play. 8910 is also in play, right? Because we've also got 1010, the 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you literally have nothing to worry about. These worries are in the past already. They're going away. This is already in your rearview mirror, this relationship that you ended, where you were hurt and where someone was betraying you, someone very close to you. Like, this is recent, probably, where you've walked away. The other parties may not have accepted that yet, though, because what I was seeing in the mirror is that this is very present. Someone's like maybe not handling you leaving well, and that's why they're going through your drawers or trying to get into your house, right? Like, someone's watching you possibly, or trying to track you, or not accepting this breakup. Yeah, look at this. This devil card, what the hell? Get thee gone, right? Hexen. Doing as you will, free of social restriction, feels like something worth believing in. But even lore and faith seem to require a figure who can bear responsibility, or whom we can blame for our misbehavior. Yeah, that toxic element there. At any rate, things certainly seem more entertaining when they're around. In the end, though, we must settle our own accounts. Are the restraints you perceive actually a blessing in disguise? So yeah, you might still be nursing some of this broken heart, but by you being willing to walk away and stay true to your own heart and away and out of a conflict dynamic like this with a lot of immaturity and mistrust, that was really a restraint. Those were your restraints. You've broken free of that, which is you're not under this devil's grip anymore. This person who's wanting to go through your stuff, or, you know, spy on you, or whatever that is. Help me. Have faith in others and ask for help. It can be really hard to ask for help, especially when we're struggling. We may even act outwardly as though help is the last thing we want or need, or resort to awful behavior or repel those coming to our aid. But a cry for help can reveal itself even while unspoken if those around you can read the signs. Have faith, right? You're going to be okay, especially if you ask trusted people for help, not people associated with this toxic triangle, right? You have abundance coming if you're willing to be vulnerable and ask for help where you need it in relationships that you can trust. Earth. Remember where you came from. Staying connected to where we come from can offer feelings of safety and comfort when we wander. A tangible element we can carry with us can be nourishing and bring with it a centered sense of self as we strike out into unfamiliar environments. Keeping home close to the heart insulates us from from hostile energies especially when we are subject to being cast in a harsh light. So yeah, this person that's doing this betraying activity might be looking for something on you. They're not mature, right? That's part of what the walking away has been about, is the dynamic in this old scenario was very immature. And so this person might be looking for something to make you look bad. They're in this kind of devilish energy where they're not considering the consequences. They're doing what they're going to do to either, you know, I don't know. Honestly, it's making me want to... Who is this person? Let's see if we can find out anything about them. Who's the person? What are they doing? Who's this person that's been kind of this deceptive bad actor that seems like they have all this spiritual power or authority? You're already well on your way and walking away, and you're going to be good and have this abundance. Any doubt you're having or guilt, don't listen to it. It's manipulation from this immature group or setting. What is the betrayal that's ongoing? Is it the person, like, what's the story with the person going through your drawers or trying to get in your front door? Like, what's that all about? Uranus is the first card. Sad and impetuous, cruel and selfish, filled with ideas of strength and power. The father of Saturn reflects upon his lost virility, his wasted life, his moral and physical loneliness. A selfish and cruel being, an older man, a despotic ruler who makes himself more feared than loved. And that comes through with that religious or spiritual leader abusing their power. Whoever it was, male or masculine or feminine, they're being cruel and selfish and despotic. And they're not handling this walking away well. That's where that comes in about them trying to control things by going... It often brings unexpected and evil things, as well as fortunate events, though. So that's important to remember, that this is like the crashing and burning of this old relationship that really had you tripped up. Because you're walking away from it, it foretells good things, but this person's been very cruel. It captured that masculine energy really well of like a corrupt religious official. This person might have had kind of a religious hold on you in some way too. That's where I kept maybe going back to black magic. Scorpion or Scorpio, right? Close to a pool of stagnant water, this terrestrial creature creeps stealthily along, apparently harmless and slowly overcoming or circumventing its obstacles while searching for the victim who it will attack without fear, knowing that its diminutive size will enable it to conceal itself easily and without risk, its faculties of dissimulation constituting its strongest weapon. It's an intellectual card, making it possible to succeed through trickery or through cunning. It gives ambition and a tendency to sarcasm. A false friend, right? Okay, so you are probably getting a sense of who this person is, right? I'm just fleshing it out more because I'm interested in, like, God, what did they do? And finally, Pisces. Two fishes appear to be confiding in one another. Their words are as murky as the element in which they dwell. It represents trickery, deceit, slander, and shamelessness in wrongdoing. This card revels in evil and will always come out in connection with misfortune. It governs the feet, causes defective circulation, and coryza. Okay, so now we tapped into what this person was doing. Being malicious, being a bad actor, being sneaky, sneaking around. Ill-tempered. We got someone who thinks of themselves as an authority, right? Like Uranus, okay? And then there's a lot of treachery and trickery in the energy. It's also important to recognize, though, that that is in the past. You've already walked away. You're connected to your heart. You're being true to your heart. And because you're doing that, you're stepping into this highly abundant, fortuitous, and fated kind of new works that you're going to be involved in. Tell me a little bit more about this Eight of Pentacles, where things are headed. You've got abundance and a happy home life. What else about this Eight of Pentacles before I end this reading? What else about this Eight of Pentacles? Mask. In the reverse, looks like Jason from Friday the 13th. Mistrust is repaid in mistrust. So the work that you're going to have to be doing is going to be in part to shore up your own defenses around this person that's not taking this breakup so well. You're going to have to respond to their shady ways with some sneakiness yourself. It could be like smiling in their face all the while you're making your plan about them, right? Like, and they don't know, or they haven't caught on that you're on to them. It's that. You got to be sneaky, meet their sneakiness with sneakiness. That's what the work is, and that's why this card is called prudent. It means doing your work in a prudent way. Who is anyone, really? Behavior and demeanor can disguise an identity as well as any mask. Those with an agenda may be those we least suspect, especially if we encounter them in a jovial atmosphere or scenic circumstances. And that strikes me as this. It seemed like it was going to be this happy, joyful... This person got so close to you before you realized that they were actually a bad actor in your life. They got very, very close. Like you maybe even married them. And then they went out on you, they stepped out on you. It seems more than just having an affair. It seems like now, or maybe it started as an affair, but now, because they're being rejected and they don't like it, they're going to resort, and are starting to already resort to some underhanded things. Going through your drawers, trying to get into your home when you're not there, maybe putting something in your room, like a recording, it's something kind of serious that's going to require you to fight fire with fire. And face the facts that you didn't ever really know this person like you thought you did. That's creepy as hell to realize that someone you may have been sleeping next to actually would, it's like true crime kind of shit, right? Like you got to watch out here and be smart. And while you're building your way towards this new abundance and this new life, you're going to have to work very carefully to prevent this person from ruining it. What else? I forgot my other deck here that I wanted to pull from, so I'll just pull from this again. What's worth it, though? You being careful is going to be very worth it, because what you're building towards is this beautiful, stable, secure, abundant home life where you're receiving the abundance that you deserve. We've got 1010 and we've got 888, right? It's very, very good energy coming your way. So you've got to be very careful about how you handle this deceiver. What else? Friendship. This is from American Werewolf in London. And what does this card mean in the upright? Oops, where did I just put that book? There we go. It told you to trust people, right? Let people in and ask for help. So you're going to need help in figuring out how to protect yourself from this bad actor, right? Seek counsel from those who know you well. So get help again. That's the second time now. Shared experiences, especially traumatic ones, can help forge bonds of friendship. Our friends often know us better than anyone, even when we experience dynamic transformations. It can feel as much like a curse as a blessing to have someone see you as you really are. Recognize, however, that even a friend's best intentioned guidance may be shaded by an ulterior motive. Upright, seek counsel from those you know well. So you don't want to go seeking counsel with this person's community and network, right? You want to be seeking counsel from somebody who's been on the other side or come through a toxic relationship like this and is now on the other side. So that's great advice. Anything else? Let's pull one more before we wrap it up. Love. Aw, and this speaks to me about where things are going, right? Approach social interactions with an open heart. What does it mean to be made for each other? The impulse to connect with others, strangers, villagers, a special someone, is in its purest form the virtuous ethical basis for participation in human society. That this hopeful impulse may not be reciprocated, may even be rejected, can be a source of great pain. But you need to approach your social interactions with an open heart, with trust. Confide in the people that you know you can trust, not these old relationships or this old crew that you ran with that included this person that you've walked away from, right? And figure out how you're going to fight back against this person who's doing sneaky and underhanded things. So that's going to do it. I will see you in the next one, and thank you for being here.